Okay, now let's answer the question, what is HTML5? HTML5 is the fifth version of hypertext markup language, okay? The code that describes web page. It is actually three kinds of code. The first one is HTML, which provides the structure, okay? HTML, which provides the structure. The second one is, sorry, cascading style sheet, that is the CSS. Okay, so CSS, which takes care of the presentation, and the third one is the JavaScript, which makes things happen. So what HTML is actually the structure, cascading style sheet, that is the CSS, that is how the text, how the image, how the site, that site should be actually presenting itself. And then the JavaScript, which makes things happen, like on the click, what should happen, what should be the loading bar, what should be displayed first, timing, and everything. What makes things happen. Okay, this is the first answer for what is HTML5. Now the next which thing comes in our mind is what's so great about HTML5, right? HTML5 has been designed to deliver almost everything you would want to do online without requiring additional software such as browser plugins, right? So the first and the main important HTML5's benefit was that only. We came up with something new, and because of which the third party involvement, the third party plugins installation was reduced, and even our work was reduced, right? It does everything from animation to apps, music to movies, and can also be used to build incredibly complicated applications that run in your browser. I hope you all remember the history which I told you, right? Even in that, I told you that the Jobs just trashed the all the Flash in his app, and he brought up with the HTML5, right? So in such a way, it's really useful in everything. And I even told you about some film that was made with the help of an HTML5. So it has started from animation to apps, music to movies, and can also be done to build incredibly complicated applications that run in your browser. So there's more and more. HTML isn't proprietary, so you don't need to pay royalties to use it. It's also a cross-platform. Yes, we accepted with the help of a doc type HTML tag, it's made as a cross-platform, which means it does not care whether you are using a tablet or a smartphone or a netbook or a notebook or ultrabook or a smart TV or anything. If your browser supports HTML5, it should work flawlessly. Inevitably, it's a bit more complicated than that. More about that is in a moment, okay? So actually, the main thing about HTML5, it has overcome all the HTML4 drawbacks and even come up with more additional one. Now, we will come a long way since HTML could barely handle a simple page layout, right? When we talk about HTML, it was really very difficult to even make a simple HTML, simple page layout. But when we are talking about HTML5, it can be used to write web application that still work when you are not connected to the net. To tell website where you are physically located, to handle high definition video, and to deliver extraordinary graphics, right? So it has been enhancing, and that's the reason, and that's the answer, what is HTML5. And not only this, but now we are even come up with the local storage also in HTML5, right? So local storage, which is really a very good thing in HTML5. When we come up with the local storage, it is really very good to store our data locally and can use it whenever we need it. So even in that, we can store data in two forms. One is the temporary means with the expiry date, that only for short period, and one without that. Okay, I even gave you an example for that. Without an expiry is saving a password, and with an expiry is like you just close the tab and the data gets lost. Okay, that's all. So and then it's when we come to a question, will this HTML5 be finished? No, actually it's not. It's evolving standard. It will just keep on evolving. It's bit by bit. It's leading to more and more. So it's not a stopping one. It's just going to HTML5. It's just leading to upper and upper, and with more and more elements, more and more functionalities, more and more features. Now let's know about the HTML5 structural elements. Okay? group of HTML elements that are created to broadly give our document more structure. You have already used the first section element, that is the body. We are all fond of the body, okay? So what is a structural element? First, let me clear that. Structural element is nothing but related to a layout, okay? Layout, giving a structure or some positions to your content in the website or in the web page to make it more in a structural way, so that it will look in a neat and a very pleasant way, right? So let's go with first one, that is your body. The body element contains all of the content of our document, right? This typically encompasses everything except the meta element and its sub elements, okay? Why is it eliminating the meta? Because I have already told you the elements or the content in the air is invisible, okay? Now the next one is the main. What's main? Most web pages contain a lot of information that is separated across the site. This includes branding, navigation, advertisements, and copyright information also. The main element is used to designate the unique content of each page. In the actually, it's just saying that this content is main. Okay, that's a part of it. So every content will be in an equal way, as I have already told you in EM, that is EM and the I tag, right? So just the meaning is different. In EM, it will say that this content is very important, but it will be when the output will be in an italic form only, and when it comes to italic, it will tell that this content is in italic. That's all, right? Only there is a difference in the meaning. In the same way, is here also. When we use a main tag, that says that the content in this tag is really important. Okay. So the next sectioning content is the article and the section. Okay. I showed you an example of the section and article, right? Article, what is article? Representing your content or information in an article way is article tag. Okay, so the article and section elements are both used similarly to represent the thematic parts of the document. The primary difference between the two is that articles are meant to encapsulate content that is self-contained. When deciding between an article or section, consider whether the content would still make sense if taken out of its current page. This indicates article, okay? A section, on the other hand, is only a part of a greater whole and does not stand in on its own, okay? The difference is just this. Article stand on its own, while the section does not stand on its own, okay? It's a part of a web page. Okay, I showed you an example prior. In that section, inside a section, we have a nav and an article tag, right? So that's what a section is a part of a web page, or whereas the article is representing the article information in article way, and it stands for alone. It's an independent content. Okay. Next one, that is the aside tag. Okay, what is aside? The aside element represent content that is tangentially related to the parent element. This element is named after a sidebar. However, doesn't consider it only as a sidebar, since that implies the content will appear on the side. And an aside would show in a variety of contexts and visual treatments. Some examples of valid aside would be pull quotes, background information, supplementary links, call outs, advertisements, something like that. Okay. So these are aside. You have seen this in many web pages. In your left side or in your right side corner or up or down, you will see some articles which are like quotes, which are like background information or advertisement which keeps on running. So that are used in the that would be represented with the help of an aside. The next one is the nav tag. I have already told you that's the navigation bar, that's a menu bar, okay? The nav element is used to indicate areas of the page used for primary navigation. There can be multiple nav elements on a page. However, this element should be reserved for primary navigational area rather than simple list of link, okay? Primary, this is used for primary navigation area and not for simple list and links, okay? And the next one is the header and footer. Now, what's the header and footer. The header and footer elements are both used within the context of their containing element. Okay, the most common form is when the containing element is the body element. Okay, so when you are using a body element and an header and a footer, I have already told you header something occupies the full width available, as well as the footer is also something which occupies the full width available. Header gives the name, let's take it as a naming, or gives a name for a web page or maybe for some context. Whereas in footer, we give some information like copyright, the author name, or the follow link. So some small minute informations like address, telephone number, something like that will be in the footer part. Okay.